Good morning. I get frustrated sometimes as a soldier in God's army about it's like a badge of honor, I understand, but not being of this world means that a lot of us are scraping by. A lot of us don't have the currency involved to open doors where others do because of old established ties, maybe people that are not close to God. They have access to the material worldly goods. And we live in that world. We live in a world where we need to commerce and traffic with a little bit of the currency that's monetary and materialistic. And like many of you probably, it just weighs on me. It just weighs on me. How come I don't have a certain currency that others do? And I'm not willing to budge. I am not breaking any line of defense. I am moving forward, keeping my eyes on the eternal prize. But it's just a matter of kind of processing the riches of the Lord, the vast. You can't even count the real riches that we should be focused upon versus the finite riches that are in control right now by the world's common enemy. I wish I could say that over the last several weeks that I've been meditating on this issue that I have a very good wrap up for it or something, a word of encouragement. And I do have a story. I was at this very wealthy couple's party on the outside, working it in the taxi. They were rededicating their wedding vows. They hired the Goo Goo Dolls to perform. They are a top 40 pop act that has many hits. And I can only imagine how much it cost. Among the guests, and all these beautiful people, one after another, were coming in, and I was joking with the valets, with the pretty girls, of saying, that never gets old. I started thinking about what I was telling the guys at the valet, guys, what does it take to get into this gig? And all of a sudden, attending the ceremony, but not participating in it, just an invited guest, were the entire band of Guns N' Roses. I was like, man, how do you get in there? What's the currency? What do you have to do in order to be part of that whole thing? Not always, but just to experience it that one time, just to see what it was like. Later the following morning, I had as a customer the cousin of the bride who was rededicating her ceremony. The cousin had come down visiting to help. And so I said, oh, you got to spill the beans and give me all the juicy dirt and tell me what happened. And she goes, I'd rather be camping. And so I thought to myself about the currency. Even if you have the currency, if you don't have God centered in you, then what's the point? What does it gain a man to have the whole world and lose his soul? What does it profit him? Zero. And so I felt a little bit better actually after that. I want to encourage you that the glitz, the glamour, all the packaging, it amounts to nothing if we don't have Christ in our life. If you don't have Jesus, how much nicer is it for a Christian family, for example, to go to Disneyland? Maybe they can only afford to go once in 10 years, and they have a blast. Or poor people who go have a beautiful dinner. Versus somebody who's wealthy and has it all the time. They don't appreciate it. And so we press forward, thinking of the less fortunate, meditating on spiritual gifts versus the finite resources of this devil. We need to rebuke and condemn him at every corner that we think about. And just help advance the cause of Christ. Amen.